Good morning and welcome to episode 1190 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, April 18th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us once again. Today, Wes has a lot of classics in the cup of coffee in the big time, like Bud Light, Jackson Mahomes, and much more.
Yeah, actually, I'm not doing the Jackson Mahomes story. I am going to do...
Good, fuck him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I figured I'd wait to, Pat's kind of the Jackson Mahomes guy. So if he wants to tackle that one, he can. It's kind of a nothing burger anyway.
Okay.
But,
all right. Well, what else is in there besides Bud Light?
We got
Bud Light stays,
we
right?
got AI.
Okay.
Yeah, Bud Light stays. We got Boston Marathon. We got...
Oh, no. Something happened with the Boston Marathon again?
Oh, you'll find out, Mark. You'll find
That's
out.
not good. Yeah. That's a bad luck.
Yeah.
They could use some better luck at that marathon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, speaking of bad luck, you guys will tell me, but it could be bad luck or it could be just maybe one of the stupidest dudes of all time on deck. So you'll tell me, I guess.
Might be bad brains.
Could be donkey brains.
Okay.
Donkey brains.
We'll tell you. All right.
Yeah. You'll tell me. And then Mark's got the disguise den in the hole to
That's
close
right.
this one out.
A little bit of a disguise. I like, Will, your Jamaica line hat, which I think that's going off soon. It's almost 420, right? So
I
there's
mean,
only
it's
a few days
almost
left.
420,
Few
so
days
if
left
you haven't
before you
ordered it
to
by
buy
now.
But look how it matches my Cottonmouth King shirt. That would be quite the
Yeah.
outfit.
It is pretty sick, man.
The
It's
hat
almost
and
an exact match of colors.
Yeah, it's wild.
is.
But
nice.
you only have a couple days left to get that hat and the shirt. So
It's true.
And this hat is nice, so you're
It
gonna
is.
want to get it. So
taking it,
Owners do
putting
everything
it in the
late anyway,
vault,
right?
putting it in the vault after 420.
no, they don't do anything on time, but they'll complain to you after they miss the deadline and be like, "Come on, man,
Right.
bring it back."
And we might cave. Well, we won't. Not right away.
It's in the vault for now, though.
It's gonna go in the vault. Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. By the way, everybody who is finally seeing us on the main account again, if you didn't pick up on it, our YouTube lives at youtube.com/hardfactornews got sort of canceled for the last week because we accidentally showed a sliver of a nipple. Anyways, we're back. Subscribe to YouTube
Are we out
Hard
of
Factor
jail? Are
highlights
we
on
live right
YouTube.
now Are we live
We're live
right
on the
now?
main account. So
On the main. Oh, sweet.
main account. So make sure if you missed last week's episode, subscribe to Hard Factor highlights on YouTube. That's where we go live when we accidentally show a sliver of a nipple when we can't go live on the main account. But thank
That's
you.
true.
We're back.
Wes,
YouTube.com/hard.
Hell yeah. Wes, apparently the half a pack shirt's still up and these are empty threats. Is that true?
It shouldn't be.
Steven.
Everything else is gone.
But yeah, that's awesome. Thanks a lot, YouTube, you pricks. And then Facebook's got us in jail, but Instagram we're crushing. And I went in and commented on a few. We're doing so well on Instagram, like getting millions of views, about to hit 100K, subscribers, crushing it. I had to go in. There's a lot of people apparently that were commenting on our individual clip down saying, I haven't seen your show in 6 or 7 days. So a lot of people watch it on the YouTube main.
Yeah. So sorry about that. But first of all, that's on you because you should be subscribing to Hard Factor highlights on YouTube. Then you wouldn't have missed anything. Second of all, we're back also.
We're back.
And Bailey, live commenter on youtube.com/hardfactornews, he says, I thought it was for the crucifixion thumbnail, which you'd think it would have been, but no, it was for a sliver of a nipple. We play like
Black
whack-a-mole
nipple.
with all the people that try to report us and get our accounts banned. And right now it's YouTube and Facebook whack-a-mole.
Everyone's got a real big problem with an unbiased bunch of guys that like to make you laugh.
Too dangerous.
You got to shut us down.
Too hot.
All right.
Too hot.
Whatever.
All right, well, let's get into it. Let's just try to make some people laugh. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Speaking of deadlines that potheads usually don't meet, today is tax day. So sorry if that means you're fucked, but you might be able to still file a 6-month extension. COVID might still work as an excuse.
Yeah.
If you live in a conservative state, you might be able to say that you're distraught over the Bud Light thing. Couldn't think enough to do your taxes, but worth a shot.
Couldn't drink enough Bud Lights to get my taxes done.
That's
so.
right. That's right. And in light of tax day, I've got a little tax joke for you guys. Okay. So a tax inspector goes to a synagogue to make sure it's paying its taxes and is well run economically. So he and the rabbi are walking along, and they see people making challah, which is a Jewish bread eaten on the Sabbath. And the tax collector says, "Rabbi, every Sabbath you must have some extra dough. What do you do with it?" The rabbi responds, "Well, we send it to the dough shop, and every year they send us a few batches of dough." And they keep walking along, and they see someone lighting Sabbath candles. The tax collector says to the rabbi, "Rabbi, every Sabbath you must have some extra wax. What do you do with it?" The rabbi responds, "Well, we send it to the candle makers. Every year they send us a new box." The tax collector is quite pleased by now that the place is running well, but he still needs to ask about the taxes. And he prepares to ask the rabbi for the money, but then they pass a baby being circumcised. And the collector has one more question. He says, "Rabbi, after every circumcision, what do you do with the tips of the penises?" The rabbi sighs and calmly responds, "Well, we send them to the IRS, and every year they send us a giant prick like you."
Nice. I thought they were tax exempt to religious places.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Mark, I don't know.
Should
Is that the whole point of the joke? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, but
what are they
still,
doing paying taxes?
Look, the rabbi doesn't want to pay. He sends him the dick tips.
That's his real problem.
Yeah.
You're supposed to let me not pay taxes. It's a synagogue.
Aren't they
Yeah.
exempt?
Thanks. Yeah, aren't I
You don't want
exempt?
these penis tips?
Exempt?
Yeah, I mean, like that's the rabbi.
Yeah.
The IRS will show up wherever.
What are you doing
So,
here?
They
Yeah.
don't care. They don't care. Moving on, guys. The effects of the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light Mulvaney, right?
I think so.
Advertising campaign have touched every corner of America. Boycotts, bigotry, loss.
So funny that this is like the last straw, man. I was all right with some of this woke stuff, but man, that Bud Light can, man, shit.
That's because they ruined their favorite thing for them.
So amazing.
Yeah. So it's touched every corner. Boycotts, bigotry, loss of sales, and probably jobs. Kid Rock shooting cans of Bud Light like a moron.
I think I have a theory. I think that some people are so anti-trans, but they can't say it. So being extremely mad at Bud Light is like their way of saying, "Boy, I don't like this trans thing." You know, like
I think them being mad at Bud Light is them saying they're anti-trans.
but
I
it's
think
doing
they're
it without
mad
saying it. It's doing it without saying it's like a
no,
trans person's face.
I think it's plenty saying. I think they're mad because they ruined the Bud Light for them.
Yeah,
they
pretty
can't drink
openly-
Bud Light without
You think it's
feeling.
because of Bud Light? Yeah.
Yeah, they love Bud Light.
Yeah, they're openly anti-trans.
Yeah, they're
and
openly
pro-Bud
anti-trans.
Light, or they were pro Bud Light until Bud Light decided to move the trans onto their can.
They hate that they can't drink Bud Light without feeling gay now.
Yeah.
or pro-trans. That's what they
But
really hate.
it's so
I mean,
great
they
because
could,
it's so
Of course
great
they
because
could. They're idiots.
Of course, but it's such a huge reaction to this one video that Dylan Mulvaney made that basically it's even spurred parodies of the people's reactions that are fucking funny. It's great. It's
Well,
such a great phenomenon.
We were spitballing an idea where we were going to do a sketch back to our roots where we were going to drink Bud Light and then end up gay. Like it's going to be like us having sex with each other or something like simulation of that. And I saw someone did that. Someone beat
You've
us
seen
up.
the guy who
Everyone's
deep throats
doing
the
it.
bottle.
The big
deep
dildo.
throats
Yeah.
the bottle.
Yeah.
That guy.
Everyone's doing it. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I mean, so it's great. It's great. It's
Yeah,
just like everybody's getting a great laugh out of Bud Light making the most boneheaded move of all time. I mean, obviously this was going to upset a huge portion of their drinkers. So
Yeah, I mean, like my poor dad, he's a conservative man. He lives in a very conservative part of Virginia. He's been ridiculed and mocked when he goes to buy my mom her Bud Light. He told me the other day he was buying Bud Light at a gas station, and this hick yelled, "Hey, is that Bud Light for your boyfriend, old man?" And my dad was like, "No, it's for my wife, you fucking redneck." And then the redneck was like, "Yeah, what's your wife's name, Richard?" And so I was like,
Peter?
yeah. So I was
look at
concerned
that
for my
old
dad.
bald man drinking them gay beers.
Yeah, look at him go.
Get a load of this guy.
Yeah. So I sent my dad a disguise for when he needs to buy Bud Light, and here he is wearing it when he goes out to buy Bud Light for my mom. Yeah. I think I heard a rumor too that Bud Light's the new wearing a pineapple upside down on your shirt. Like if you go to a bar and order a Bud Light, that means let's go to the bathroom and
anywhere in the country, anywhere, anywhere in the sticks. Now it is officially.
It's a green light. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. It is. So anyway, besides Budweiser
and Mark, these folks are so openly and happily anti-trans and homophobic that they're just leaning into all these jokes. Like it's a phenomenon.
The way I'm trying to describe it, is like it's kind of like a "Let's Go Brandon" chant where you can say it without saying it directly, so it's slightly less.
I get
offensive.
what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Like they get to really showcase their hate by using Bud Light as the in between, as opposed to like standing outside with the sign saying "I hate."
Right.
FAGS,
it's easier to say "fuck Bud Light" than to say "fuck transgender people.
Yes.
I get it.
Right. Bud Light is so fucking funny, putting themselves in the crosshairs on purpose. It's so amazing to watch.
But guys, Budweiser is in so much trouble with loss of sales and everything that they are they're sending in the car. And when Budweiser sends in the car, they send in the Clydesdales. That's their sending the car.
Shit.
So here is the new
Nothing trans about these horses.
Well, here this commercial all says,
natural.
"Hey, remember, we don't just make Bud Light. We also make very straight Budweiser, and you can drink that all you want." So here's
we don't need black Bud Light anymore.
Yeah.
It is gay.
You're right. Fuck Bud Light, but hey, Budweiser's yeah.
They're calling it gay.
Yeah. Here's the new ad.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you a story.
This is America.
About a beer rooted in the heart of America, found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract.
That ain't gay.
Brewed for those who found opportunity in challenge and hope
That ain't gay.
in tomorrow.
Well, in front of the Lincoln Memorial.
Raised by generations, willing to sip, share,
Hey, we ain't gay, are we?
remember.
This is getting back to the roots.
Yeah, it is.
This is a story bigger than beer. This is the story of the American spirit.
Which is straight as can be.
Yeah, they brought the Clydesdales back.
Yeah, they sent them.
Not a Bud Light in sight on that Budweiser.
Bud Light in sight. I haven't drank a Budweiser in 20 years, but when I was now they're really pushing it.
Summertime's coming up. 4th of July is coming up.
Dude,
they got to get ahead of it.
Yeah,
I'll drink all Buds, all Bud Lights, and I've been drinking. None of this changes any of that. Of course, but it's amazing that
I don't have trans hate, and I still
you're not a weirdo.
But it's amazing that this is such a phenomenon that Budweiser is distancing themselves from Bud Light.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's how big of a pile of shit that Bud Light stepped in with this ad.
It's hilarious.
Their parent company is trying to separate themselves in the minds of rednecks. From Bud Light.
That's exactly what they're doing.
The only people still drinking it. I guess I throw myself in there because I've been having Bud Lights because I bought a bunch for like the merchathon. I still had like 2 cases. I've been drinking them all week, but they're delicious. Everyone's drinking seltzers and shit, so their audience are predominantly people that got upset by this, so they had to address it. Beer in general is hurting. Domestic beer is hurting. So I don't agree with the viewpoints of the people that are upset, but I understand that as a business, the demographic
choice they made was insane. It was so funny to watch it. Just all
don't they own
immediately
like a seltzer? I don't give a fuck.
They do.
A seltzer probably would have been a better choice for Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah, but they have a Bud Light seltzer as well, which is now that's really done that. That's really gay to get.
They should have done that.
Yeah,
had they just Bud Light seltzer. Yeah. Nobody would have cared.
Anyway,
I think they just didn't realize. Why would people care? Because it wasn't like they weren't trying to make her the spokesperson of Bud Light. They do like little side projects for different
featured
people.
Ad. It's like a celebrity
and it became viral. Exactly.
They forgot what crazy fucking bigots live in this country.
They forgot who drinks their fucking own product. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I think when your C-suite becomes so far removed from your customer, you become a shit business basically. Yeah. Like when the CEO
This will be
doesn't
fine, right?
understand what his main consumer likes,
They should have hired
business
Kid
is
Rock.
shot. Yeah,
They should have
They
done a Kid Rock bit.
it would have gone better for him had they
Yeah,
hired Kid Rock. Yeah. I mean, like
Definitely.
for their
He would have
consumer.
done it. He would have done it a month ago.
Not now.
No.
Anyway, they even had to cancel some Clydesdale appearances over safety concerns
Oh no,
for
don't hurt
its
the
employees.
Clydesdales.
I know. Well, you got to be a real kind of special cycle to go after a horse because you're upset about a transgender spokesperson.
They're going after the Clydesdales.
well, I don't-
Anything Bud Light. They're just like,
the
they're-
employees, the
They're like
Clydesdales.
they're gonna startle the horses
Yeah,
with
they
their
gotta
hate.
throw fireworks at them. Yeah, you gay horses. All right, let's move on. I think it's
It's funny.
It's the best. It's the
It's one of the
best.
funniest things. You know what? This is great. It's like this is Goya beans all over again, except even funnier. Even funnier than the Goya beans.
Oh yeah, this is way bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's gonna be
Let's
further.
move on, guys. Sometimes I don't know about you. I lay at night in my cozy American home, and I think about what other people in other countries are up to, right? But now that practice is ruined because after this story, I'm gonna only think about what one New Delhi man, Hembuai Makwana, and his wife Haspan were doing while I was lying in my bed, and it was anything but having a nice, relaxing Saturday night. In fact, they were constructing a sacrificial head severing device, a homemade guillotine, that they would then use to cut their own heads off in some sacrificial
a Romeo and
ritual.
Juliet story.
Yeah, insane. So this is nuts. So from
Real
the article,
romantic. Yeah.
right, the couple first prepared a fire altar before putting their heads
Well,
under a guillotine, of course, right, like mechanism
altar, yeah.
held by a rope. And as soon as they released the rope, an iron blade fell on them, severing their heads, which then rolled into the fire. Okay,
course.
Burn their heads alive.
this is
Yeah.
important, right? Because
While
fire,
they're facing each other, the head. Yeah.
fire is a sacred in Hinduism, and it plays a significant role in several worship rituals. And they designed the device used in their beheading in such a way.
Are
that
we
their
doing
heads-
this? I think so.
No, see, Mark, that's exactly
Right,
that's exactly when you need to hit the
Yeah.
red flag right there. You need to hit the timeout. You know, when
Well-
somebody starts talking about, hey, what do you think about like sacrificing ourselves at the same
Yeah.
time in the
Mhm.
love ritual? You
Yeah.
say no, time out.
I know you
Even
weren't
if you're
sold
married.
on it, but I'm thinking fire altar.
Right. Okay, now hear
Circle
me
of
out.
fire.
Hear me out. Just listen to me. If we cut our heads off too close together, they may bump into each other, and one of them may not roll into the fire. I don't want my head to not roll into the fire. Do you want your head to not roll into the fire? Okay, well, let's think about this some more. We need to, let's figure it out so that
We're allowed
both our
trouble.
heads roll into the fire.
So they made it. So they designed
They
it
made
so
it.
both heads would get right in there and
They
burn
figured
right
it out.
Job well done.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
figured it out.
Wow, engineering.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So, the ritual sacrifices are not uncommon in India,
Really?
and more than 100 cases have been reported from 2014, 2021. But those are like other people sacrificing other humans, not cutting their own heads off to please the gods.
Oh,
so
you're
this
talking
is
about murders.
this is a first.
You're
Yeah.
talking, you're talking about murders.
Sacrificial murders is
Yeah.
what I'm talking
Right.
about.
Right.
So this is a first for
We got those too. We got
yeah.
murders too. Yeah.
We got those two.
Yeah.
So
How
pretty
often
crazy.
is a sacrificial murder just somebody murdering somebody and then pretending it's religious?
Yeah. Put a couple coins over their eyes.
Right.
I mean, like frequently, right? That's got to be
Yeah.
like one of the
Yeah.
most common cons.
I would
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
doesn't matter. I mean, there's
Yeah.
no difference. Still a fucking murder.
Just lay a
Right.
some sort of Bible next to him, and it'll take care of itself.
It
Lay
might
a
matter
book
in
next
India.
to him.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
like-
I'm
like
saying, I
honor
bet you
killings
some
matter.
places
Yeah.
You know?
it matters.
Yeah. If you call it an honor killing, that's what really
Sprinkle some
matters.
crack on him and let's get out of here. Yeah.
She was sleeping with my neighbor. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that would fly back in old times.
Yeah.
You just-
Guys, let's talk AI for a little bit. We have covered extensively how AI is going to improve human life for a
going
while.
from double beheadings to so
Yeah.
wait, so Wes, so what happened? What's the outcome of that? They're just dead in the apartment and that's it. And this
No,
is
there
a
was a
thing in
hut.
India.
It was a hut. They had been going to this
And the
hut
hut
for
went
a
up in
year.
flames.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hut went up. They discovered them. They're like, holy shit, they did it. They cut their heads off
That's
and they
it.
rolled into the fire.
And they're just like, oh
They
well,
were
we get hundreds
talking
of
about
these.
it.
This is listen, Will. This
Unbelievable.
is New Delhi. This if this happened in America, it'd be big, huge news. This is
India's
Some-
got wild shit going on.
Some guy was like jealous. He's leaning over to his wife. He's like, "You see, now we can't. Now we have to do something else. You know, now we can't do it."
They stole that idea.
It's like it's like getting upstage at like a proposal. You know.
Yeah.
Now I can't ask you to marry me over here because this guy did it at the fountain. Now I got to do something else with the fire.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Who knew? It's all the sacrifice in India. Didn't know that.
No, it's a very religious, crazy place. Okay, AI. We've talked about it, how it's going to help us before it destroys us. But what other lives can AI destroy under the guise of improving them? Well, the good people over at Companion have developed an AI device to destroy your dog's life. That's right. It's a new device called Companion, and it will become your dog's new best friend, allowing you to leave them at home longer, for periods of longer time while you go out and party or work later hours so you don't lose your job to AI. Also with Companion, there's no need to train
24/7. So
yeah, you got to work more. Otherwise, you're going to layoffs, tech layoffs. You're
hard
fucked.
to outpace ChatGPT.
That's right. Yeah. And it will also train your dog. So you don't even got to train your dog anymore. Using your very own voice, the robot will train your dog how to sit, lay down, and will comfort them while it's alone in your cold, lifeless apartment for hours and hours. From the website, the stationary device, which dispenses treats, quote, provides all-day scheduled and on-demand, I got a video for you, all-day on-demand engagement for your dog with games, behavioral programs, and training. And it monitors your dog's health, looking for sudden or subtle shifts in your dog's movement or posture that can indicate pain, anxiety, or stress.
So basically, the robots are going to get your dogs to trust them more than you.
100%.
This is going to lead to dogs attacking their owners.
Oh yeah, this is terrible. Here's the video.
The robots can keep their hands clean. Even they can just
Now
say,
the
the dog did it."
Play the video.
Yeah, you can comment over it.
You're doing a great job and it shows. Your dog loves your attention and is happiest when you're together. See what I mean? I also know there are times when you just can't give your dog your full attention. And no one wants their pup to feel bored, anxious, or lonely.
They're going to turn the dogs against us when they take over, you know? Like the dogs would have been loyal until
your best friend.
Companion.
Plenty of games.
Now they're loyal to the box.
Let's play, Simon says. And I can reward his good work.
It just shoots a treat out.
Oh yeah, it's going to definitely love this thing more than me now. It shoots treat.
I can ask you to play on demand.
Doesn't hit you.
Or set a schedule and I'll spring into
Doesn't
action.
Yell at you.
Even if you're not home. Hey, let's go. Down. Yes. Because I know your pup is always on your mind, I'll share videos that let you in on our fun.
You can look at the videos,
and soon,
training
I'll learn how to
videos.
do even more.
Watch me stealing your dog's affection.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It didn't do that for you, did it?
Do is accept the thanks of a happy pup.
So,
see how much of a better trainer I am than you? Look
there you have
at these videos.
Yeah. So then it just shoots treats. Also, if you like, go on a bender, you can probably just manually shoot treats like every hour.
Now we need whales for sure because dogs are out.
And this is going to ruin relationships too.
They're gonna fall for the robot's tricks every time. The dogs. Yeah.
And
now we got to contend with the dogs.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Packs of them.
Yeah.
Trained
you can't compete
by
with this robot.
Killers.
No.
All the dog wants is treats and praise. It's also going to ruin relationships because if you notice, it said that it's going to monitor your dog's health. So if it's walking funny, then it's going to alert you. So if you have like an insane like girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever that's obsessed with their dog, that dog is going to be, you're going to be getting alerts that Bella looks stressed and she might be limping and that's what the robot's saying. So you better go home and check on her. I don't know if she's okay. Like it's going to fuck up people.
It's like daycare for dogs.
Exactly.
Except it's also stealing your dog from you because your dog is definitely going to love the robot more than you eventually.
My wife's going to have to find this story out on her own because I'm not going to be telling her about Companion.
Oh, no, don't tell her this. Don't tell her this. And it's $49 a month.
Yeah. No. Oh, wow. It's subscription. Oh,
Yeah.
It's so worth it, babe.
Yeah.
It's so worth it. Think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're getting
stressed.
This is the robot. See, now I know that the Furbies was a fuck. That was the robot's fucking.
That was a dry run.
That was the robot's fucking. They were told us their real plan because now we see evidence of it.
And the Roombas, all the Roombas taking pictures and stuff. The Furbies now they're trying to be like, we can train your dog. You can leave the house. You can.
All
you
the
can work
robot
a
people
second
said
job.
don't pay attention to that, but yeah, no, we heard it. We heard it.
So
From the
this
Furbies
is
first.
within 20 seconds of hearing about Companion, I know exactly what it's all about.
Yeah. It's evil, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's $49 a month on top of that to
Pass.
steal the dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
pretty fucked up. which brings us to
The cream of the crop!
cream of the crop. Big sports news. Big sports day. The Boston Marathon was dominating the trends. It was held today, Monday, and this year marks the 10-year anniversary of when those loser brothers set off those bombs at the finish line in 2013, killing several innocent people. Then they killed a cop. Then they kidnapped an Asian nerd before the younger brother ran over the older brother fleeing from police, and then being caught and sentenced to death, which they're appealing, blah, blah, blah. Great documentary on Netflix right now called Manhunt, right up Pat's alley. It's all about the bombing, and it is fucking phenomenal. So highly, highly recommend
There's
that.
the Marky Mark movie too, right afterwards. Yeah,
Some American Manhunt, the Boston Marathon bombing.
guys.
Yeah. So the unsung hero of that whole thing was this Asian kid that they kidnapped, and he's why they got caught. Unreal story. But the marathon was Monday, and guess who won it? Guess who won it?
I mean,
Guess what race? Guess
A
what
Kenyan.
name?
A
Kenyan
Kenyan.
runner?
Well,
Kenyan.
you guys
a
got
Kenyan.
it. You guys got it. Yeah.
usually they do good at marathons.
Yeah.
Kenyan.
Two of them actually, man and woman. They dominated the male and female.
Dominant.
You know, that's Evans Chibet. He won last year also, and that's Helen Obiri. So I asked GPT. I said, "What the fuck is up with these Kenyans? Why are they
They're
so
up in the
good?
mountains.
Why are they so good at long distance running?" And here's what it said.
Altitude.
One factor is genetics. Studies have shown that Kenyan athletes have a high proportion of type 1 muscle fibers, which are better suited for endurance activities. Additionally, there may be a genetic predisposition towards higher levels of hemoglobin and a larger lung capacity, both of which are important oxygen.
Well, that makes sense.
They're
The ancestors. They still have like tribal people in Kenya, the Maasai,
Yeah.
and they track like they're like cattle herders, but they like
They
deal
don't
with
have
lions
cars.
and shit.
Yeah,
Right.
they
Yeah,
don't
they're
have-
like running through the
they-
Serengeti bare feet.
Yeah, they travel on foot.
And
Yeah,
Mark
yeah.
was right. Look, Kenya is in a high altitude, which means the air is thinner. There's less oxygen available, so the body produces more red blood cells, which can increase endurance. And Kenyan runners
They drink
grew
blood.
up in
You know, hemoglobin. Speaking of the hemoglobin, the Maasai drink blood concoctions.
Yeah,
So that
probably
makes
from,
sense.
Perfect
like,
recipe
from their
for
animals.
a marathon.
Yeah, from the-
Yeah,
from the-
and they run and walk to school long distances, so
That's
they're
right.
just they're just meant for this kind of stuff. So there you go. Thanks, ChatGPT.
We have cars. That's what's
Yeah.
setting us back is the
Right.
damn cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If you built your house from like stacks of mud and hay,
Yeah.
and you went everywhere on foot and like did all that kind of stuff, you'd be
We're like-
much better at marathons as well.
Yeah,
Right.
we're like 5 or 6 generations now of softness of like
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
We haven't had that. We haven't had
Carriages
that
and-
Maasai
yeah.
cattle herding stuff in
Yeah.
our bloodlines since like the 1200s.
Since
Yeah,
ever.
a long time, man. There's
Yeah.
horse and buggies and shit. That's lazy.
been a
Yeah,
while.
there's also
By the way, not a bad payday for these guys and gals. First place, 150,000. Second place, 75. Third, 40. The wheelchair winner gets
so not worth it.
25,000. But look over to the far right at the slap or at the kick in the stainless steel shin that is the para division. $1,500.
Why even
that's
have
not
a
even
prize?
that's not even enough for the sores the pair of people
Oh.
have after that.
The
Like,
second
the
place is
medicines-
750.
750. Third
The
place is
massages.
500. It's like winning
Yeah.
a fucking like a trivia at your local bar.
It's literally 1,000 times less than the regular division. 1,000 times less.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
You-
Just,
Do you pay if you're in fourth? Like,
can't
what
you
is
get
it?
a sponsor for these poor
Yeah,
fuckers?
dude, these are definitely expensive to enter.
Yeah,
You know what some of those legs cost?
they got to get to Boston. They need the extra leg room because they're
Yeah.
metal legs.
Yeah, honestly,
Unbelievable.
that's embarrassing. Don't even put the fucking prizes. up there.
Embarrassing is
If
right.
You're gonna
So
have that load of an amount.
$1,500 for
Why
running
even
26
Why
miles on a
even
stick.
give them anything? At
Just
that point?
insulting.
Yeah, it's an insult.
Don't
It
give
is.
them anything.
Just give them a trophy.
Yeah, tell them that they're very honorable. That's what
Yeah,
it
just
means
one-
more than this fucking stupid check for $500. Also, had the winner shaved 3 minutes off, he would have received $50,000 bonus for beating the course record, which is held by, you guessed it, Kenyan Jeffrey Mutai. I feel like Kenyans love that word, that name Jeffrey. I don't know why. Is it just me?
Jeffrey.
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 Jeffrey. Yeah. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, but every marathon since 2002 has been dominated by either a Kenyan or an Ethiopian,
Yeah,
except
there
in
you go.
2014
Ethiopia.
when American Meb Kefaziki won.
Where's his parents from?
He was kind of a ringer, Mark. They immigrated from Eritrea, which is in Africa. The Horn of Africa.
Yeah.
So,
now Meb's now if Meb stays in the United States 3 generations from now, his kids aren't going to be winning marathons. But
that's right.
Meb was
first generation Meb.
Right.
And I couldn't believe my eyes in 2018. Holy shit, Yuki Kawachi, a Japanese guy won.
Wow.
At mile 25.
That guy, you could look at the pain in his face. That guy just clearly overachieved. That guy should not have won, and he pushed his body to the limits of death.
He's almost like he almost loves the pain, though. He's like that Japanese bartender who puts her blood in the drinks, except the marathon version.
That guy should have got 12th, but look at that.
You know what happened, Mark, is that at mile 25, it became really cold and the skies opened up. It was 40 degrees. And so that's the only way you can defeat a Kenyan is by making the environment the opposite of what they're used to. So cold and rain, they just stop and put their hands up and they're like, what is this? This is incredible. And then everyone passes them.
Yeah. They were fooled by the weather.
Yeah, they couldn't believe it.
They just leave the track when it drops below 60.
They start lapping up water.
Yeah.
Some sort of tribal dance. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I know they have lots of rain in Kenya. It's a fucking joke.
No snow though, or chilliness.
Plenty of water in Kenya now with the breaking off into the ocean too.
Yeah, they would be definitely bamboozled by the cold.
40 degrees is not what a Kenyan's used to. So yeah, pretty cool. The marathon, again, that documentary is amazing. Congrats to the winners. Maybe we'll see an American in there, in the next, probably never, ever again.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, unless we really make some drastic changes, which we don't. I doubt.
Look, we're not going to win it, and we don't care.
No, we're not.
We got cars. We got cars.
Yeah,
we'll take the cars.
Yeah. I think the women marathoners have a better chance than the men in at this stage. And
no, the women in Africa just beat our asses. No.
Yeah, I mean, Wes, this is what we're doing in America. I'm not going to put the volume on because it's not great for the show, but we're building carriages led by robot dogs.
Yeah, we're not running as much.
But
these
this
days,
is what we're focusing on these days. Is how to make autonomous carriages.
That's not conducive to winning international marathons.
We've got different priorities.
That behavior,
It's a rickshaw being pulled by a dog, by a robot
dog.
That's pretty awesome.
That's America.
But the Amish can't use that. It looks like he's Amish, but then you look, he's using technology, so it can't be Amish.
He just got the
Actually, I'm just.
It's one of those guys from that show.
It's like large.
Rich. Right.
It's that guy from that show, Mythbusters, I think.
Yeah, Mythbusters guy.
But anyway, that was a lot of a marathon, but it was, number one trend. And that Asian kid, Danny Meng, that was the biggest surprise of the whole documentary. He deserves a fucking statue in Boston because he saved the day, but with his bravery. But they're just too racist up there to put a statue of an Asian nerd, I guess. But our producer, Eric,
after everything that happened at Harvard.
Yeah, our producer Eric did some AI mock-ups of a Asian nerd statue for Boston, and here's one of them. I think turned out pretty well.
That's him. That doesn't even look like him.
Doesn't look like him at all. That's why it's racist.
Old man.
There's another one. There's another Asian Boston. Look, they got the bricks in the back. So that's how you know it's Boston.
So racist.
Yeah, it's the most racist.
I think you just put an Asian nerd Boston statue, and that's what they gave.
They're just like, okay.
Oh man,
his name sounds Asian. Here you go.
That's right.
One of the statues is him stabbing himself. You didn't even ask for that,
right? He's a samurai. He's a full
on. But that's the cup of coffee in the big time, which was brought to you by Sunday. Spring is finally here. The days are longer. I've been enjoying the longer days. I don't know about you guys. The flowers are blooming. You can spend a little time in the yard. What makes the season even better is Sunday Lawn Care. I think I've told you guys about my neighbor Charles, who has the best lawn in the neighborhood. Well, I'm going to challenge Charles this year, and I've got a secret weapon, and it's going to drive him nuts because I don't.
It is going to drive him nuts.
He is going to be asking me what I'm doing, and I am never going to tell him.
Don't tell him.
He's the only person I'll never tell about Sunday, and it's gonna drive him to the loony bin. Yeah. So it's time to
wait till his yard goes brown, and then hit him with the.
Right.
When you move, tell him.
Right. When I move, I'll tell them. Exactly. Yeah. Sunday is everything you need to get the lawn you've dreamed of this spring. Go to getsunday.com/hardfactor. Enter your address to get a customized plan created just for your lawn. No trips to the store or hauling heavy bags since they ship straight to your home. You just need a hose to apply Sunday. You can fertilize your whole lawn in less time it takes to watch an episode of this, your favorite podcast. And they only use ingredients you feel good about. No harsh chemicals, no long waiting periods. Get back on the lawn with your kids and your animals right away. Don't worry about the pets. Don't worry about the babies. Sunday is easy and affordable. Some lawn care services cost more than $1,500 a year. Sunday's full season started just $109. And check this out. I also asked AI and Eric to produce a picture of what a Sunday lawn looks like, and this is all it gave back. It's just a picture of just
exactly it.
Hot blonde laying on just a perfectly green lawn. That's what a
really
Sunday
what
lawn
it is.
Can do for you.
Get out of here, hot blonde. You have to get a hot blonde.
Yeah, you're beating the hot blondes off your yard because you need to get to the grass to take care of it.
Exactly. Yeah,
because they just love rolling in it so much. It's so soft and supple and green. I'll tell you what, my yard's really Sundayed out right now, and I've noticed that it's much greener than everybody else around me. So
there you go.
I'm starting the season off right. I'm going to have blondes in there. No time.
Yeah. Blondes, brunettes,
gonna be a problem.
redheads.
That's right.
They all like Sunday.
All of them. And Sunday is offering our listeners 20% off. Full season plans start at just $109. You can get 20% off when you visit getsunday.com/hardfactor at checkout. That's 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/hardfactor. And you pop in your address. They'll send you exactly what you need for your kind of grass, your environment. They'll set you up, and your lawn will look great in no time.
Will, can I address something before you go?
Of course.
So we're back to live and the live comments and whatnot. So hopefully you're all watching this. But we talked about shitting in the shower. 12% of people yesterday. There were some comments in the Discord. Patreon.com/hardfactor.
Oh no, it's more common than you think.
It happens in group showers a lot. Apparently in dorms, dorm rooms, and also the military. Here's Mike says, by the way, in the Navy, people shit in the shower and stomp it down the drain. It's called waffle stomping. And we've seen waffle stomping 4 or 5 times down the Discord.
Oh, multiple times. I got DM'd
apparently it's called waffle stomping.
Is it a prank or is it just something that's...
Well, I think,
some people waffle
when you live with a
you don't have time.
People, when you live like in a barracks or a dorm room and you don't want to, I guess you just shit while you're in the shower and then you stomp it down. Yeah, waffle stomping.
Monsters.
Because the drain's shaped like a waffle when you push it.
Listen, your feet don't get rid of that smell.
Well, they probably have water. They probably have shit shoes. They probably have shit shoes.
Your foot smells like shit forever.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it's so gross.
The guy we're about to talk about in the next segment, I bet he's a waffle stomper. All right. And this segment is called, he's also military. This segment is called Desperate Times Call for Desperate Measures. And guys, I want you to meet 21-year-old Tennessee Air National Guardsman Josiah Garcia. Here he is. So there's Josiah with his AR in the woods.
Looks excited. He looks really excited.
He loves shooting his gun. There's him posing with a selfie of in the kitchen with his gun as well.
Beret on. And then here he is showing off his semi-erect penis in his fatigues. He's a real soldier or a fake soldier?
He's real. He's a Tennessee Air National Guardsman, Josiah Garcia, 21 years old. Josiah
shit-eating grin on in every picture.
Oh, the shittiest eating. Josiah was recently arrested and will probably be removed from the military soon, but who knows, because the case is still pending. But if you had any guesses based on those pictures I showed you of Josiah, why do you think he was arrested? Right? Like, I mean,
something with his gun, Will.
Yeah, maybe so.
Which he thinks is a part of him.
Maybe so, Mark. That's a great guess.
Yeah.
Wes, anything else?
No, I think Mark nailed it.
Yeah, with the gun. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, you guys are right. Josiah recently decided to look for some mercenary work on the side, okay, to try and make some more money to support his growing family. He's got a baby on the way, since inflation is such a bitch. We all get that, right? All of us are working other jobs on the side to try to keep up with inflation, right? We get it. Two of us also have girls who are currently pregnant. We get it. Times are tight. People are hustling, trying to make some of that side money.
We get it.
So Josiah's like, mercenary work. The gun. You nailed it, Mark. He's like, I got this gun. Mercenary work.
I think I'm ready for some mercenary work.
Yeah. And I'll even do it in a good economy.
You'll hear
Josiah said.
I'm ready, honey.
He's ready for it. That's for sure, Mark. We'll get into his exact qualifications in a second here. But when Josiah went about his almost certainly un-VPN'd Google, just totally out there on the public internet, often in a federal facility where he works, where he was Googling these things, there was one common search result that was just too good to pass up on. He couldn't pass this one up. This is a great work opportunity. Rentahitman.com. And this website, fellas, it's unreal. Josiah had landed on the gold mine. It had everything. It was the very first Google hit. Most of the time when you look up how to be a hitman, and you can just sign up to be a field operative, and they got 17,985 US-based field operatives. You get paid to do hits, 100% HIPAA Privacy Act compliant.
Thank God.
Foolproof, dude. They'll never tell on you.
Anonymous hits. Yeah. They do need your social though to pay for tax purposes, but
your driver's license, which
it's like John Wick. Everyone's a hitman.
Yeah. Right. Well, you got to give them your info just so that they know who you are.
Looks very similar to me signing up for Uber Eats a few months ago.
They're never going to tell on you, right? It's just straight up hitman, rent a hitman.
Some of these meals I'm delivering, I feel like I'm giving a hit to some of these people's hearts. I mean, some of these meals are just as deadly, but yeah.
Right, yeah, it's like
like
Uber Eats for murder.
Phil's always ordering a large double cheese pizza.
There's a few people that are regulars. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know the address in the order. Yeah, of course. You got to get it right. Hey, tell the restaurant, hey, make sure you bring this because he'll
leave it at the door.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so basically, Josiah had stumbled upon rentahitman.com, which is like the Uber Eats of murder, right? And so he's like, my fucking luck. I found this page is so easy to find. It sets you up to be a paid ass hitman right away.
That was the hardest step. Him committing the murders was going to be easy. This was the hardest step to get it like in the door and then contacts and stuff. This was perfect for him.
Couldn't believe his luck.
Yeah.
First Google search, he's there. So naturally, on February 16th, 2023, Josiah signed up at rentahitman.com. And here are the details of his application from the military's own press release. They said, Garcia submitted an employment inquiry indicating that he was interested in obtaining employment as a hitman. Garcia followed up on this initial request and submitted other identification documents and a resume, indicating he was an expert marksman and employed in the Air National Guard since July 2021. The resume also indicated that Garcia was nicknamed Reaper, which was earned from military experience in marksmanship. Garcia continued to follow up with the website administrator, indicating that he wanted to go to work as soon as possible, ASAP. An FBI undercover agent then began communicating with Garcia, who subsequently agreed to kill an individual for $5,000. Wow. On Wednesday, Garcia met the undercover agent at a park in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and was provided with a target packet of a fictional individual, which included photographs and other information about the individual to be killed, and a down payment of $2,500. Nice. After agreeing to the terms of the murder agreement, Garcia asked the agent if he needed to provide a photograph of the dead body. Garcia was then arrested by FBI agents who, in a subsequent search of his home, recovered an AR style rifle. If convicted, Garcia faces up to 10 years in prison.
Damn. Man. Yeah, he's an idiot.
This
Get Reaper
sad.
in here. Did you sign up for a Hitman website?
You idiot.
It was the FBI, you idiot.
You idiot.
So, yeah, Josiah Garcia, Air National Guardsman from Tennessee, signed up to be a hitman on a parody website. Guys, that is obviously a parody. Rentahitman.com, is a parody website. He did it because inflation sucks so much ass that he needs a second job on top of his government job. Rentahitman.com is an obvious joke. Website made by 4 network engineers after their startup cybersecurity business with the same name failed in 2005. So
it's a honeypot now for FBI?
Now they just turned
into a joke honeypot for murderers.
That's fucked up.
How many people they caught?
Tons.
Yeah.
They've caught tons of people this way. They've basically become like an FBI front. And that's pretty much 2023 in a nutshell right there. A government employee getting caught by the government trying to get murder jobs for extra money because he can't afford to live on a government check.
Man, that's kind of sad. I mean, I feel
It's
bad.
super sad, dude.
The guy's a psycho.
Feel bad
Yeah,
for him.
I do because he's so stupid. He's such a dope and moron and
he's
desperate.
You feel bad for Reaper?
I mean, a little bit. I honestly do.
The Reaper.
I kind of do. He's such a dummy.
I mean,
he's so dangerous.
I think a lot of people feel sad for him. I see a lot of these articles getting taken down, but I mean, the military did release the press release. It did happen. I think a lot of people feel
he
like
sought
Westway
out
feel
that
bad for him,
website.
but-
It's not like they came to
He
him.
signed up for Hitman.
Yeah,
He's a psycho. I get it. But, like, there's other people on there that are just dummies that, like, you know, you can talk them into doing anything.
That's not entrapment. People are like, it's not entrapment. No, you seeking out a website for Hitman is not an entrapment. Exactly
Call
the
me the
opposite of
Reaper.
entrapment. When you sign up, when you Google and sign up for a Hitman site, that's not entrapment. No,
It's a little
Not
bit
at all.
of a trap.
It's
It's
not.
a little
No.
entrapment.
Google
It's not.
entrapment. That ain't entrapment.
This is just rentahitman.com, which is a joke, dude. You can go to the website, you can look at it, go look at it, and you can buy shirts because like people think it's funny. They think it's funny that so many dumbasses sign up to get a hit on their spouse or to become a hitman, and it just so happens that an National Guardsman in Tennessee did it.
Some people sign up for reels because
Yeah.
they're morons.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Well, I got a new segment for you guys. I'm going to play a clip, but I thought it was going to be on YouTube highlights, so I might get us kicked off YouTube again because it's definitely, definitely copyrighted. Welcome to the Disguise Den.
Really? I'm going to be a master of disguise. I'm going to be a master of disguise. I'm going to be a
What is that from?
That's right. That's great, as the great comedian once said in a horrible movie. I'm going to be a master of disguise. That's Dana Carvey in the awful Master of Disguise.
Oh.
Yeah,
The horrible movie.
look-
2002. Yeah, there was one. There's one or two funny scenes in it, like a lot of those classic movies. There's one funny scene where so he like is like a moron and he's got to dress up in a bunch of different disguises to like catch like a criminal or whatever, and he goes to a place called the Turtle Club and he thinks that it's a bunch of humans dressed as turtles, but it's just the name of the club, and it's a bunch of rich criminals dressed in nice clothes, and he comes like this and talks like a turtle and talks like a turtle the whole scene. It's just really funny. But other than that, it's an awful movie. Don't watch it. Just Google the turtle scene.
Scene sounds great though.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
good.
forgot about the turtle scene.
Yeah, they're like, what is he doing? And he just like keeps making turtle noises. But I do have two disguise stories for you today. That's why it's the Disguise Den. First up, I think Will mentioned this one in a high five recently from a video sent in by a listener, but now we're going to expand on it a little bit as scientists in New Mexico are disguising drones for research on aviation patterns in birds, and also giving conspiracy theorist ammunition in their new program of taking taxidermied dead birds and then stuffing those stuffed birds with drones and then flying them around.
Oh yeah.
Like,
They're gonna do it with AI too to make it like totally, and then just
Look how
totally set the conspiracy theorists off. Yeah,
exactly. Look how horrifying these things look.
Yeah, they're freaky.
it's
They do.
disgusting. That's a pheasant. That's a female pheasant that's been fashioned into a drone. Disgusting.
It's disgusting. Dr. Mustafa Hassanalian, a mechanical engineer professor who's leading a team at the New Mexico Institute of Mining and Technology, shame on these idiots, came up with the idea after determining that mechanical birds can't infiltrate flocks, right? But he thinks these birds will trick the dumb birds into thinking they're birds so they can get into the flocks and hang out with them, and they'll just fly the drone around with the birds, and the birds will be like, yeah, you look like a bird. You're not communicating with us when we talk to you, and you look fucking insane, but you're at least not a metal bird. So that's what their theory is there.
And they want to be able to study the birds
Yeah.
in flight.
Yep. Yep.
They want to put an inside bird in there, but a
Yep.
robot.
Right.
Inside bird. Can you imagine if one of those dead bird drones like crashed, like maybe onto like a playground in front of a bunch of kids, and they saw this thing.
Oh, man, terrifying.
It's insane. It's insane.
That's
So-
got
Look
some
at birds the
therapy.
same again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow this project got funding. We're in the wrong biz, as scientists can get money for anything. Currently, the
Dude,
dead bird.
Science
yeah.
is the business to be in.
I mean, you just all you have to do is draft up like the paperwork. Like, you have to be like, no, it's for this, and they're like, what? Okay, here's money. But yeah, currently the dead bird drones only fly for 20 minutes. They got a worse lifespan than Teslas, so they aren't getting a ton of data yet, as they only have a few quick minutes to infiltrate the flock of alive birds and gain their trust. They spend half the time gaining the trust, and then they only have a few more minutes left of flight time. And not a lot of data is being
Learn
collected.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's completely useless.
So
20 minutes
stupid.
of observations.
Hey, I'm a bird. Oh, you don't trust me. Something tells me this will just be Dr. Mustafa's last project funding. And he sounds like a nut job to me, Dr. Mustafa. I think he's just in a room with a bunch of horrifically stuffed electronic half birds, half drones, because I think that's his thing. I don't think any research really is going to get done, and it's just going to be Dr. Mustafa jerking off on a lot of mechanical stuffed birds.
Yeah, covered in feathers. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Dr. Mustafa's got a weird kink, and we're funding.
Don't come into my workshop right now.
What's going on there in New Mexico? Anyways, next Master of Disguise, we're going to go back to Kenya for the second day in a row, the second time today. When we were doing a Facebook meme page, Content Savage, the three of us 5 or 6 years ago, Wes came up with a meme that was a picture of a chessboard with the text something along the lines of 0 women are in the top 100 chess players in the world. That was it. It got like a very basic meme. It got like 10,000 plus likes, as a lot of our memes did.
It's mean. Yeah.
It's just a mean meme as like a king being like being
but true.
checkmated, and it was
It was
just
said like
very-
shocker. No
Yeah,
women
shocker.
in the top
Yeah.
top 100 plus
I
chess
remember-
players in the
I
world.
remember seeing
Yeah,
you
very
you
basic.
post that one. I remember seeing you post that one, and I was like, "That's hilarious." And I looked it up to see if it was true, and I was like, "Holy shit, it's true!"
Yeah,
And
it
it's
was.
it's so fun.
A lot of our memes like that, very basic ones, got tons of likes and views, but that was based on facts at the time. And something also that is not lost on male Kenyan chess player Stanley Omandi, who registered himself as a female, Millicent Awar, in an all-female chess tournament, and then dressed like this and absolutely wiped the floor with the ladies.
Oh no! The one dude in the tournament.
In that job. Organizers of the tournament got suspicious when the fully clad in clothes, including the hijab head to toe, unknown and unranked woman started beating the brakes off all the well-known female chess players, just mating them in 10, 10 or less.
Yeah.
Then she got a weird erection. It looked like underneath her hijab.
Yeah,
And
he
we knew
was
it.
he was beating the shit out of the broads. Then also, not only the erection but when they went to the bathroom, they could tell by the loud piss stream in the restroom. They're like, "Whoa,
Yeah,
she's
that
got
gave
some
it
pipes
away.
on her."
Yeah, the grunts, the farts. And
Yeah. Here's a quote from the Kenya president of chess over there, Bernard Wanjala, said, "We didn't have any suspicion at first because wearing a hijab is normal. But along the way, we noticed he won against very strong players, and it would be very unlikely to have a new person who's never played at our tournaments be this good. 2 other red flags were that he wore
unless he was a man.
Yeah, unless he was definitely a man. 2 other red flags were the size of his hands. He also wore men's shoes, so he forgot to switch out the shoes. He had men's shoes on, and also he was just mating these chicks like in like 5 to 10 moves.
He
Like,
couldn't help himself.
Yeah, he couldn't help himself. Sorry, skirts.
So he's laughing about how easy it is.
Yeah.
This is easier than I thought it was going to be.
Here's another red flag. He said absolutely 0 words throughout the tournament, like a mute, because he couldn't disguise a female voice. So he was just this big dumb mute, covered head to toe, just whooping these women's asses. He pulled a Jonathan Brandis from Ladybugs, R.I.P. to him and his coach in that movie, Rodney Dangerfield. And now Mondi is now facing a multi-year ban. He issued an apology and said he would accept all consequences, but he was just desperate for the money. And he had to do it. In the prize pot, similar to the paraplegic Boston Marathon, is only $3,000 for the top woman in the Kenya Open. So not a ton, but he needed it. he couldn't even afford women's sandals, so he obviously needed the money. When asked why, as a known male chess player, he didn't just compete in the men's division since he's ranked as a man, he said, "Are you kidding me? Did you see how easy it was for me to beat these women?
Yeah.
I've never gotten past the quarterfinals in the men's division."
I saw a meme once.
Yes. Savage. This is content Savage's fault.
Yeah, that was the stupidest question of all time.
Yeah.
That when they asked him that one, hey, why did you compete over there?
Here's a picture of a suspicious woman not enjoying her time playing against this dude.
So
He even like sits.
did you see this is a man?
Like a dude nerd. You see how he's like slouch. He's like just kind of slouched like a nerd like guy sits. You know.
Yeah. Instead of saying mate, he just does the finger motion because he's not.
That's hilarious because it's like the chick is bigger than him in that photo. It's like a scrawny dude.
Zuck Swang. Yeah. So there's a couple of disguises that didn't work out. Not quite masters of disguise.
I love the disguise den. Yeah, no Dana Carvey's over there. But.
Yeah. Is this the Turtle Club turtle?
That's amazing.
I'm gonna go watch that after this show.
Yeah. Google YouTube Turtle Club scene from Masters of Disguise. It doesn't disappoint.
Nice. All right, ready for the wheel?
Yes.
I think it's that time.
Let's do it.
I think it's that time for the wheel. Look at Wes.
Wes doubling down.
Just called himself all week.
What will it be tomorrow?
Well, we had a Jewish accent, an Indian accent, and I think an African accent.
Oh
We
yeah,
had a
we did an
Kenyan
accent.
accent in there for sure.
Yeah.
So we got 3 accents in this coffee. We'll
Yeah.
see what we got tomorrow. Playing the hits.
Oh wait, no, was there a Japanese too?
Oh, Japanese, maybe.
I don't think I did a Japanese.
Okay.
Thank you.
No.
Let's yeah, there you go. I guess it's me. It's on me. I can take this out.
Yeah, well, Mark, real quick though, since we didn't do it at the top, just wanted to remind people that if you want to hear your stuff in the high five, because I've been getting DMs from people like, hey, let me get on the show. Let me talk about something. Like, yo, send us a voicemail, 512-270-1480. Okay. You got something to tell us? You want the hive to hear about it? That's the best way to do it. Send in that voicemail.
Right.
We will play it on Friday's show. Also, more importantly than that, you want to help the podcast grow, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. Send us whatever you want us to say, and we'll read that on Friday's show as well. So those are 2 ways.
That's
you
right.
want to get in on the content a little bit, want to help us make some content, want to help the show grow?
Yeah.
Boom, do that. 5 stars, voicemails.
And like our and share our stuff on Facebook, and also get on these YouTube live streams, because YouTube and Facebook literally are trying to to throttle us. So don't let them.
Yes, YouTube and Facebook, hit them hard, because they're trying to. They're definitely, our accounts are being messed with.
We had 5 million views on Facebook from the San Francisco video that just didn't get monetized because we're in jail on Facebook for no reason,
Right.
other than they hate us.
So Facebook and YouTube, hit it up if you want to help the pod.
Yeah.
Do those things. Help us grow. Thank you so much for listening, of course. But we're growing. We're growing. Sorry, Mark, I'm not taking it away.
No, you're good.
Just giving the people what they need to know, which is how to help the show grow. Because this
and
show
you're absolutely
is
right.
going to the moon. All right,
Despite Facebook and YouTube trying to throttle us, we are going to the moon. Thanks to all the listeners. They can't stop us. They won't stop us. And we're not going to stop you guys from getting out there and having a great fucking day. So you do that. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one.